Hi guys, welcome to Switched On. My name's Paul, and today I want to have a look at a new game that's coming out in a couple of weeks. Popped up on the eShop a few days ago, and that is Rise: Race the Future. Now, I thought when I saw this on the eShop that it looked pretty nice from the screen grabs and the videos, but we've been burnt before, haven't we? So thought I'd check it out. Reached out to the publishers and developers, who are VD Dev, French development team. And they kindly provided me with a copy to look at, and just wanted to really just show you a quick bit of gameplay of it more than anything. I'm going to be doing a full review on this one, so I'm going to kind of temper my exact thoughts until then, but there's no harm in having a little look. Now this game reminds me a lot of Ridge Racer, and you'll see why, but also weirdly Wave Race. If that sounds odd, then take a look at this. You've got a few cars to choose from. A few are locked, obviously. Start with these two. So this one looks quite sporty, a bit like the cars in Xenon Racer. But I mean, look at the model graphics. They're just beautiful. I mean, look at the lovely lighting effects on that car. Carbon fibre. Just absolutely lovely. And then we've got the second car in more of a Porsche type car, the Appaloosa Spiritura GT, and you can change colours. One thing I really like about this game is that you've got a boost in the game, like you have in most of these arcade racing games. But you can actually choose how the boost activates. So this one here, you've got three options. It charges when you're over 125 kilometers an hour. The boost charges up. You can change it so it boosts during drifting, or just change it that you've got 3 boosts per lap, and then each new lap you start, you get 3 new boosts. I thought that was a really cool idea and something I've not seen in a racing game before. So I like that a lot. You've got braking options like automatic braking, and you can change the livery of the car and different colours. So let's dive into a race. Just going to show you a quick race because it's really interesting how this game performs and looks. Been pleasantly surprised, I must say. As I say, it's out in a couple of weeks. I believe it's going to be €17. It's about $16. I guess it's going to be around about 16, 15 pounds, I suppose. But here we go. Let's get this race underway. And already you can probably see it's really smooth. I don't think it's 60 frames a second. It certainly feels super smooth, and I've not encountered any drops in the frame rate either. It just feels really I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it may well be 60. Just the controls feel really responsive, and just everything's super smooth. But I'm certainly no expert on frame rates. Handling feels really nice. It initially took me a couple of races to get a real fix on the handling. It felt a little bit of a cross between Xenon Racer and Gear Club. Kind of that sort of steering where you can oversteer and it snaps into like a skid. But once you get a handle on it, it only took a couple of races to say. I was well away. Music's a little bit generic in the game, but you know, it suits the style well enough. But you see the graphics here. I mean, look at the car. It's collecting mud on the car. I know it sounds ridiculous to be amazed by these things, but I've not seen a Switch game, certainly not a Switch racing game anyway, that looks as good as this and runs as smooth as this. I'm not saying the game's perfect, and as I say, in my review I will expand on my full thoughts on it, but just as a first impression, it's one of the nicest looking, and possibly even the nicest looking racing game on the Switch. You've got different viewpoints as well. I'll just have a flick through those in a minute. So we've got like a hood view, bumper cam, and then you've got these 3 sort of chase views. To be honest, I'd prefer a slightly higher view. The 3 chase views are very similar and quite low down, which I must say I'm not a massive fan of, but it's not a major problem. I've sort of kind of settled with this view now, and I quite like it. Unfortunately, this race isn't showcasing what I wanted to. Basically, you're going to see a little bit when I go over. Oh, that's the end of the lap. But there's like half sort of rallying and like half like hovercrafting. It's really hard to explain. But you go over like when you go over a body of water, your wheels turn inwards and you turn into like a hovercraft. And then you're all of a sudden you've got like these really nice water physics. I'm going to try and find another race. See if I can go to time trial. Because they tell you the difference in tracks. So here we go. This one here is asphalt and water. So let's just have a quick race on this one. If we can, if it lets me. Oh, there we go. Next. So the UI isn't the greatest, to be honest. It'd be nice if we could get different shades. It kind of look like weird half and half colours, but again, nitpicking. It's the racing that feels really good in this one. I just want to showcase once you hit a body of water, what happens. It's not like sort of crazy brilliant, as in, you know, the best wave race water effects ever, but, you know, again, for a racing game, feels really nice. Here we go, look, onto water, and all of a sudden you've turned into like a hover vehicle, and completely different physics. It feels really, really good. You can like really sling it around the corners and drift, and then back up onto asphalt or mud as it is here. And your wheels flick back into normal wheels. So I believe, I don't know, I've never heard of the VD dev team before, but apparently they've got quite the history of making racing games. I believe they made a rally game on the 3DS, possibly, that was maybe a V Rally on the 3DS that was really well received. So they've got a bit of a history with racing games. Not sort of sprung up from out of nowhere. But yeah, I thought I would just bring this one to your attention. We'll do one more lap and then we'll call it a day. It's really cool when you're sort of racing other cars on these tracks as well. There's a lot of sort of spray that gets kicked up from the other cars. And you see like the droplet effects on your screen. Oh, there's a nice ghost as well. Airship flying overhead. You see what I mean? Just how smooth everything is, considering like how sharp the graphics are. Again, not the best graphics you're going to see on the Switch, but I mean, it reminds me very much of a kind of a Wii U sort of a look to game. It's no bad thing. Just finish this lap off in this time trial. The boosts don't actually last very long, a couple of seconds, and but you know, it helps you when you want to overtake other cars. So there, we'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed that first look of Rise Race the Future. As I say, it's out in a couple of weeks. I think it's around about the 24th maybe. I'll get all the details and put them in the description anyway for the video. And as I say, I'll be doing a full review on this one closer to the time. But yeah, just wanted to get something out now because I just played it yesterday for an hour or two, and I was just super impressed with how it's turned out. Okay, I'll leave it there, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers. Bye bye.